Hi, welcome back. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about Frownies facial patches and also the difference between Frownies and surgical tape and my experience and something that has made the world of difference in the way that I use my Frownies. I started in my early 30s, so I've been using them for many years, and there have been times when I was not using them, and I could tell a difference. I could tell that my forehead wrinkles or the wrinkles in between my eyebrows were definitely getting deeper. So I don't ever want to be without Frownies. First of all, if you've never heard of Frownies, let me just explain what they are. They come in a box like this, Frownies facial patches. It says on the box, non-invasive wrinkle smoothers for forehead and in between eyes, 144 patches, smooths 18 to 16 week supply of patches made of unbleached natural craft paper with water activated adhesive. Okay, so they come in the box and they come in these little strips here, and I think most people, the way that they use it would be one like this, okay? One like that. And you can use it like that, that is fine. But for me, these are actually getting more and more expensive, and it's expensive for craft paper. What I've done is I've been experimenting with the Frownies and the surgical tape together. What I wanted to do is show you what my lines look up close. It'll help because the light really doesn't show sometimes the depth of the wrinkles. So if you can just go ahead and look, and I'm going to turn off the lighting, some of the lighting. So this is a picture of my face in natural daylight, and I just wanted to show you what my skin looks like away from the studio lighting. So I've definitely noticed a difference in the depth of my wrinkles between my eyebrows when I don't use my Frownies, because in the almost 20 years that I've been using these, I can tell you that, you know, if I go like a month without them, I can definitely tell. And if I just use surgical tape, it works, but it honestly doesn't work as good. And without actually the trick that I'm gonna tell you. But one thing I do want to say, if you are young and you are under a certain age, then stop frowning, because I honestly believe that I am someone who make a lot of expressions constantly, and I think that I probably wouldn't even have the frown lines that I have if I didn't frown so much, because I do. But seriously, the frowning, you know, if you are young, just stop doing that, and the Frownies will help train you to stop. You will frown less during the day because the Frownies, they just remind you when you have them on that you're frowning, and then when you don't have them on, then you can sense when you're doing it. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and show you what I do, okay? And I'm going to take, and another thing about Frownies versus adhesive tape I want to say is that it's more gentle on your skin. If you have sensitive skin, you might want to just use the Frownies and not the adhesive tape on your skin. But anyways, I have this, and I'm going to wet it the side that's the adhesive. So I'm just going to wet it with some water. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it here. And I'm going to check my mirror to make sure I did that right. Okay. As you can see, it needs to be centered. So I'm going to move it over. When it's wet, you can still move it over. You want to make sure it's in the middle, you know. So actually, you can you can stretch your skin and then put it on. That's what I forgot to say, is you can stretch your skin and put it on, okay? Now, what I've done that's made a difference, again, this muscle here The frown line, this muscle here affects the frown line, okay? So if you just do this, you know, it will help, but you're not going to get as dramatic of a freeze as you would if you don't. Also tape down this area above your eyebrows. Now, I know this because once I started doing this, it made a huge difference. So what I do, this is the cloth surgical tape. You can also use the flexible tape. This is messy on the face. It leaves a film, so a little bit, you know, so it's for a more sensitive skin. So I would rather just use the cloth, which I'll show you. I use the cloth and then I use the flexible over it so it's not touching my skin. And I'm going to put this on, and then I'm going to get my mirror and I'm going to show you. Let's see. Okay, yep. So this is about how I do it, and then I'm going to get the mirror or the scissors, and I'm just going to cut it. Okay, and I'm going to look at it to make sure it's straight because I can't see what I'm doing now. It's not straight. Okay. So I know it looks absolutely ridiculous, but I do it right before bed, and I don't scare my husband too much. My kids, you know, they used to laugh, and then after a while, it's like they didn't even notice it. It does kind of look ridiculous. It's not very sexy, but you know what? I would rather do this than Botox because I don't have anything against Botox. And who knows, maybe one day, you know, if I did, it would only be, you know, the number 11s if they got bad. But I would rather not. And, you know, I don't care if I have a little bit of expression there. I just don't want it to be really deep. I don't want it to get really deep. You know, I mean, eventually it will, okay, because, you know, but right now, you know, I can fight that through this. I actually will take the flexible. Again, I don't want this on my skin because it leaves a film, and I will put this on top of the cloth. And the method to my madness here, the reason I do this, and this will actually tear off. I just wanted to add that normally I am doing this in front of a mirror and not in front of a camera. So I used a little bit too long of a piece of tape, and normally I just take it to the eyebrow arch, and that is good enough. I have noticed this. Now this is the trick, okay? This is the trick, is that the heavier the tape is on your forehead, the heavier the tape is, the better the result. And that is what I have found. Now, if you want to just order these, you know, every month, every other month, you don't have to maybe go through this. Maybe you can use like even 2 layers, you know, if you wanted. You might not even need to do that because you see the Frownies are a little bit, they're a little bit heavier than the surgical tape. But I have noticed since I have been doing this, it seems to really be helping the depth of the wrinkles. Like again, sometimes in the morning when you take the tape off, let's just say when you take the tape off, you won't see wrinkles at all. But somehow as the day goes on sometimes, or sometimes I don't do this, I do this sometimes every other day, the next day, you can see the wrinkles coming back. The heavier the tape, the longer lasting the result is, I have found. So now I go 2 days. I do my Frownies every other night, whereas I used to do them every night. It's every other night now since I've been doing this. And another thing I wanted to say, if you just want to use surgical tape, you can do that. What I would do is just double up on it or triple up on it. And I know it seems like it's kind of a little bit of a hassle, but you know, for the result, personally, I think it's worth it. And I've gotten it down for me to every other night, which is not really a big deal. Okay, so I just took that off, but I have used some surgical tapes that have made my skin red and they've been too tight. So make sure that that's, you know, you can try a few different ones for a better result. So I have been doing some other things for the forehead wrinkles, such as peptides and retinol, and I will mention that in future videos. Makeup helps a lot too with the lines. And why don't you tell me what you are doing to address your forehead wrinkles? Leave a comment below. I would appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you have a great day and a great week, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.